So what's going on, guys? It's Captain America. Hope you guys are well, and thank you so much for coming onto this channel. So again, starting off with the match stats, we had 53% possession in this game. We had 13 shots in total compared to the opposition who only had 10 shots in total. You know, for me, I had an 8.2 match rating. Again, a very strong defensive performance from myself. I had 7 possessions won. I lost it only once. I made 4 tackles at 50% accuracy. And I did score a goal as well, which was in fact the last goal of this game. The way that the match went, it was actually quite hilarious because this was the last game that I was playing at. It was very late night. I think it was around like 12:30 AM that we were playing. It was just ridiculous. So as you can imagine, we were quite tired. But the first 10 minutes, Thiago, our central defensive midfielder, got sent off. So of course we were 10 men for the next 80 minutes or so, which was going to be always a tough battle. But we did play well. I think that, you know, in general, the way that you'll see the game, we were more of the stronger side, even with the 10 men down. We did score first. It was a fantastic goal from Khalil, so well done to him. You know, the second goal was coming from them, so they made it 1-1. And then it went to 2-1 to them around the 83rd minute they scored. So it was 2-1. But it was the fault of the AI left back. I don't know why he didn't have any protein before he came into this game. Because honestly, like, he just got manhandled by this guy. I don't know if he was Ronaldo or whatever it was, because he did do the sui as well. But again, like, we literally, after they scored the second goal, from kickoff, we played, I think, 3-4 passes or so, and then we just got through and we scored right away to make it 2-2 around the 85th minute. And then around the 89th minute, it was a corner for us, and I scored the headed goal. And of course, I went in circles around Ronaldo because, you know, that's my sui. That is my sui. Nah, it was a banter game. But again, from our side of things, yes, we were the stronger side, but we were displacing a lot of passes. That was the general, let's say, gist of how we were playing yesterday. It was quite disappointing. You know, we did get dropped down, relegated to Division 2. We did get promoted within, yesterday to Division 1. And then we've been on a good run since then. But again, we were playing with majority of our team, which was a full 11, which is great. But again, we had so many trialists, so it was always a bit difficult, especially trying to get them to mold into our playstyle. You know, the playstyle that we have and we've adopted is more of the quick passing, simple passing on the floor. You know, fast counter-attacking, pressing football as well. The way that we were playing was just we were displacing so many passes yesterday. We were lobbing the balls over. We were just doing more lob balls than there were short balls. Like, it wasn't great how we were playing yesterday. But, you know, we just need to learn and adapt and, you know, go back into the play style that we are. And, you know, it's great to see that we're back on a roll with our form, back in the league, so hopefully we do get another Division 1 title. We have won the Division 1 25 times, so hopefully before, let's say, FIFA 23, I want to go for like 30, 35 League 1 titles. I think that'll be a good little achievement from us, especially as we are ranked within our club side of things, 73rd overall, but within the current season, we are ranked around 23rd. So again, we are positioned quite well within the PC side of things, and I did share in my previous videos about the slight disappointment of, about the crossplay side of things on yesterday's video. The update that, EA mentioned and shared wasn't great for the community, especially those within the pro club side of things. You know, we were looking forward to crossplay for a while, but you know, in yesterday's videos, I mentioned it completely. You know, the baby child, where they get all of this money and monetary, you know, values from like the microtransactions that these guys are making is just insane. So of course they're going to be doing much more on Ultimate Team. But again, Pro Clubs has been there for a very long time, and it's always grown, and it has grown in terms of like the esports side of things. So, you know, it's just a matter of time because now we've got a lot of these influencers from like, I think it's the Sidemen or wherever it is. They usually do like pro clubs as well whenever you see the videos on like YouTube. So it's great that we're getting the exposure from these guys, and I don't think they're going to make any changes EA this year. I think, you know, with the release coming soon, I don't know how big of a work it is. I do hope that they launch it maybe with like some sort of update during the game. I think, you know, it will be great to have, but I don't know why they don't include the pro club side of things. I don't know if it's a case of cheating, but again, it won't be cheating if they got Ultimate Team and 1 versus 1 online friendlies or online competitions happening as now crossplay. So I don't know, man, it's just a bit disappointing. You catch more information on that in my yesterday's video, which I'll put you know, for you guys to see at the end of this video. But again, it was just my thoughts that I was sharing. But I do hope that EA do, you know, listen to the community and take on board the feedback, because again, they don't do much on Pro Clubs. It's just like a new logo with a different FIFA 8 or was it year behind it, and it's just, it changes every single time, just the years, but there's no general change within the Pro Club side of things. It's just a bit disappointing, but no, let's see how it goes. I do hope things change. But again, guys, do enjoy this video. And what we're going to be really talking about today, I know I want to discuss about Tottenham today, but if you do want to check out my analysis yesterday for Arsenal and where my prediction is for these guys, I think, you know, Arsenal and Tottenham are going to be the surprise bunch within the Champions League positions this year. You know, you had Arsenal that done fantastic last season. In a way, don't get me wrong, they didn't play overly great throughout the entire season. Of course, you know, they were fighting for the relegation earlier on, and then of course they had a fantastic form with Arteta. You know, he adopted the youthful approach within his players, which I really like, and I've shared it as well in my previous videos. You know, the way I play within the FIFA side of things, or even Football Manager, is always to adopt like the youth policy, you know, going for wonder kids and just growing them within the team. So I like what Arteta's doing with Arsenal, and that's something that, you know, is exciting to see, especially the players that he's bought as well. I have shared it in my previous videos, and I think that, you know, these guys are going to be very strong contenders for third or fourth. Again, I do see like Man City and Liverpool just being like the front runners for the Premier League. I think there's such a disparity at the moment. I don't think there's any other team that can compete against like Liverpool or Man City, like with regards to like the consistency of like the wins, the form that they have in the league. Like Liverpool, they didn't lose much last season, and they just lost out on like literally 1 point to Man City. So, you know, they're always breaking like the records, Man City and Liverpool, especially with the points, the goals, or whatever the case is. But I don't think there's any other club at the moment where they are there competing against the likes of Man City and Liverpool, unless, you know, Man City or Liverpool don't do well within the current, like, let's say, a season, because I don't know, they're not having, let's say, the time of their lives within their form side of things. And we saw that with Liverpool, where Man City were first, and then you had Man United as second, which was very surprising. But again, you know, with Tottenham now, I do see them fighting for third or fourth. You know, they've always been, for the past couple of seasons now, they've been above Arsenal on the positions for just in the Premier League. I think it's for like 7 years in a row now. It's something ridiculous. I saw the stats, and you'd never imagine a trophyless club such as like Tottenham being above Arsenal in the league for many years, but not winning anything. And that's just the banterness about it, you know. I do see Arsenal being a bit better than Tottenham, for example, but I do see Tottenham fighting for the fourth. You know, the videos I've seen, especially around like Conte's training regime and the physical like element he's trying to bring onto the team, is just insane. You know, the players, they were just running, and then they just like literally when the whole training session was done, they were on the floor having some water, you know, gassed out. It was great to see, but again, it just brings out the competitiveness in the league. And we're also seeing the adoption that Manchester United's manager's trying to play within the United side of things. He's got the high pressing, not even the high pressing, he's just going for pressing, he's going for the Gengen style type of football, which again, all of these Premier League clubs are now going for, because they've seen how successful it has been for the likes of Man City and Liverpool. But again, you need to have the right players. And, you know, with Tottenham, for example, they've signed the likes of like Richarlison, so that's like either a forward or even like an attacking midfielder, just depending on where he's going to be operating for them. I think he'll be, you know, interesting to see, because they've got the likes of Son, they've got Kane, they've now got Richarlison, they've got Perisic that they bought on a free that's going to be on the wing. You know, Perisic I've always rated, especially when he was at Bayern Munich, as well as his times at Inter Milan. I do feel that the past season just gone at Inter Milan was his best season, especially as a 33-year-old. He had like 8 goals and 7 assists in 34 games in the Serie A. Again, a very strong performance from him, especially as Inter Milan did go and become second. A very tight competition against AC Milan. So, you know, I'm so happy to see both the Milans, you know, back there, you know, how they were in the previous years. You know, it's been so long that we haven't had these guys. It's always been either Juve that's been dominating in Serie A, but now they've dropped down completely. I don't see them picking up, especially now with De Ligt, you know, being sold and Dybala leaving as well. They've got a very aged squad. I've always said that about Juve. They do need to, like, I don't know, adopt more of a youthful strategy and policy that, you know, you got the likes of Ajax, you got Arsenal, you got Liverpool now doing the same as well. They're going for like youthful players. So that's something that Juve need to do. But I think, you know, the likes of Napoli, you've got Roma, you've got Inter as well as AC Milan dominating the Serie A scene for the next couple of years. And unless Juve do something within their policy. But no, moving, you know, still keeping on the topic around Tottenham. You know, they've also loaned in Lenglet from Barca, which again, it's going to be, you know, a signing that we just need to see how he's going to go through and work with the team itself. But, you know, if we look at the players that, let's say, Tottenham have purchased and the predicted lineup that they will have for next season, you know, it's a very strong lineup. You've got Lloris in goal, who's been in the fold in Tottenham for many years now, and he is still like France's #1 goalkeeper. You've got Emerson, you've got Sanchez. I do feel either Lenglet will be playing as a centre-back partner with Sanchez. And then you've got the likes of like Dyer, you've got Bentancur, you've got Basuma as well, playing that defensive box-to-box midfield position. That was actually a surprising purchase by Tottenham, because Arsenal's always been, for the past couple of seasons now, rumoured for Basuma. And it was very surprising that Tottenham made the bid and actually got him. So, you know, touche to Tottenham, because that is a great purchase. You know, the season that Brighton has had last year with Potter has been, you know, absolutely insane. You know, he done, you know, a great job within the Swedish league with Östersunds, and then he progressed over to Brighton. He's just been, you know, phenomenal for them. So it's great to see an English manager and a coach doing that. I do see him, you know, progressing over to the National League and being the international manager for, I was going to say Liverpool, for England. You know, he has got that philosophy that he adopts, and he does so well with English players. And even when he was in the Swedish league with Östersunds, around like Division 3, Division 2 to Division 1, he was purchasing English players. So, you know, let's see how he does. I do see, you know, Basuma playing very well in that box-to-box position. You know, him at midfield, and you've got the likes of Perisic, Richarlison, you've got Son and Kane, and Son has always been one of those underrated players for me. I don't know why man doesn't like move to another club. Like, he hasn't won anything at Spurs, and he was so fantastic for them last season, where he was a joint Golden Boot Premier League winner last season with Salah. So with Son, he's such a great dribbler. His pace, his strength, you know, his shooting abilities with both feet is just, you know, it's a joy to watch. So it's surprising that he stayed on for so long with Tottenham. But I don't know. I don't see any other club going for him, because I don't know. I did see Liverpool wanting to buy him, you know, as a midfield option. But again, like, I just don't see where he would go as a club after Tottenham. Maybe Real Madrid would be a good option, but again, I just don't know. It's going to be a great move for him wherever he does go, but he needs to move away from Tottenham. And then, of course, you got Kane, who's always been like a great striker for Tottenham, but awful for England. You know, the style that he plays with Tottenham has always been like a centre forward, like the actual centre forward that he should be. But for England, for some reason, Kane seems to be like, I don't know, a deep-lying playmaker, a corner taker, apart from actually like being a central forward. And, you know, we're seeing it in the Nations League, England doing such an awful job with the likes of like Germany. You've got Italy, you've got Hungary, and against Hungary, they've lost twice to these guys. Like, these guys, they haven't scored against Hungary from what I remember. Yeah, like, England have been absolutely awful against Hungary, but you've got Germany that's, you know, they've been playing well in the Nations League. Like, when I was doing my little YouTube analysis on these Nations League matches, which I will bring up again in September. And Germany, they had a rickety-rockety start, don't get me wrong, in the Nations League, in this like table of death, let's say. But they always had the most possession, they always had the most shots, but they weren't as decisive. But then against Italy, they were much more decisive. Against like England, they were playing like very dominating football, but England got so lucky with an offside penalty goal. I just don't understand that. But again, Germany, I do feel will be the top performing team in there. Then of course you got Italy, and then Hungary will get third. I don't see them performing too well. I think they will drop down, but England will get relegated from there. But yeah, I just don't know. But again, talking about yesterday's type of games, you know, I'm very glad that Nunes scored 4 goals for Liverpool yesterday. You know, they did win 5-0 against Leipzig, who did start off with a very strong formation as well, like lineup. Same with Liverpool, of course, is now it's coming close to the Premier League season. It's a case where now they're ramping up the physical side of things, so they're going to be playing more of their first team players. And Leipzig is a team that's always been very physical, so I'm glad that we had a result from them in a clean sheet purpose. You know, we had Adrian in goal, Alisson was away. Strong lineup in general, and again 4 goals from Nunes. He came on at half time, scored a penalty and then a hat-trick straight after that, which was, you know, good to see, and especially a morale booster for him, so no touche to him. But yeah guys, thank you so much, and yeah, I'll catch you on tomorrow's video. Bye bye.